Welcome to the Jira Life, the place to find news, events, and interviews with the Atlassian community's movers and shakers. Join our hosts, Alex, Dr. Jira Ortiz, King Bob Wen, hashtag I Believe Sarah Wright, and Dr. Valeri Colon, as well as the Jira Amigos in the Peanut Galleries, as we sit down and discuss the latest going on in the Atlassian ecosystem. Because we didn't choose the Jira Life chose us. Thank you to Revise for backing us up and helping us cover Team 25.
Good day, Atlassians and Jira Amigos here in the Peanut Gallery and live in Anaheim, California at the Anaheim Convention Center. This is King Bob. I'm being joined here with Dr. Jira, Alex Ortiz, Dr. Valeri Colon, and hashtag I Believe Sarah Wright. And we are just gassed about Keynote and what they announced this morning. So anybody from
Free.
standing?
Free.
What's free?
Yeah,
Free. We all get Robo. Free.
Okay, so that may have sounded like bantering, but let's fill you in on some of the specifics. You want to do that, Dr. Val?
I mean, Atlassian just changed all my curriculum for Atlassian Television because they packaged it and expanded it to a whole new level. So on the Robo side, there's new and improved things with search. You got your knowledge cards. You can assemble different apps within Robo to create your own custom experience. There's a lot there, and our courses are all going to be done, have to be done, redone. So every month, we'll learn it all together. It's really embedded in your system of work. So it's closer than it was, but it was already close. But it's so much closer now to how it works. There were a lot of other big announcements today about packaging different groups of products together.
So, but before we do that, I kind of want to jump into.
We gotta double and triple click into this Robo thing.
Yes, you got double and triple click into it. Basically, one of the things that I know Rodney has mentioned, and he's probably going to put that message in now, and Alex had mentioned, is just how expensive Robo, was.
Yes.
In that it was oftentimes more expensive than Jira itself.
Yeah, it caused it to be instead it's calling blocks, right?
Exactly.
Like I block can't use Robo because of that.
Yes.
But now it is free.
Right.
Free.
$0.
And then even non-Atlassian subscribers can get it for, what was it, $5?
$5.
$5.
Just bringing the $5 foot long back.
Now, I can say I use a lot of AI across various different platforms, and that is the most well-priced. I challenge your amigos out there, can you find a better priced AI, especially one that's embedded? So who else is doing it for free? Put it in the chat. What are your favorites?
Right. And they actually rolled that out today for premium and enterprise plans. And standard is soon to follow. So that's actually interesting.
Right. It kind of takes you back to the original days, right? When anybody could spin up a server for $10, right?
Yeah,
I kind of feel like we're going a little retro there with really making it so accessible for so many places. They talk about Jira for all teams, and it's really like Atlassian for all teams, Atlassian for all business sizes, Atlassian for all students, right? There's no barriers.
And I like that they've done this. So anytime we have a major shift, and we're having a lot of shifts here. So we're shifting in cloud. We have a few cloud announcements that we have to talk about. And we're shifting when it comes to AI. We're shifting how our systems of work. So whenever that happens, having a low barrier of entry to get everybody on the train before it kicks off from the get-go is better. It's better than it's awesome.
One of the things that they talked about, which kind of stuck with me too, right, is for all the teams. Well, what's happening really right now is Robo is on everybody's team now. It's basically what's happening. So if I have a team of 5 people, now Robo's on my team, my 6th player.
Absolutely. So I don't know if you all heard me. There was a little mic issue there, but anytime we have a major shift in technology, it's really important to have a low barrier. And what Atlassian has done here is making AI accessible to all, so that we can all get on this train at the same time, and before it kicks off and you're running and working. So I think that was a smart move, but we also had additional announcements in the cloud. So Sarah, as we figure out some of our mind challenges, what changed with the cloud?
So what we learned now, there's going to be 3 clouds, right? There's the cloud that a lot of folks are on and moving to get cloud for government and isolated cloud. Talk to us about isolated.
All right. So actually, I want to jump a little bit back on the government cloud before I jump on the isolated. So government cloud, since Atlassian just acquired their FedRAMP moderate certification, they can now offer that government cloud package if your agency, whether it's federal or state, requires FedRAMP moderate. So government cloud is there. For even tighter restrictions, there's isolated cloud, which means that it is a single tenant. In other words, most cloud resources, your data is mixed in with other clients that you're sharing resources. This means that you're using those resources for dedicated, VMs or Kubernetes nodes, databases, things like that. In isolated cloud, those are all dedicated to one company.
Yeah, so we hinted about this. We didn't know. We had no disclosure on this one. But we remember our emergency session for live training with the name change, and we talked about, and I got booted off by the CIA. We're going to start that rumor here. About how some of those 3-letter agencies will probably never move to the cloud environment because of their stricter, and how even FedRAMP really doesn't meet their needs. Isolated cloud is one of those options that but is designed for those agencies within our government that need that extra layer of security that no one else shares any of those resources. So
this will be the push.
I think this is the push.
I think it is the push, but I think there's still, if you're still with a regulated agency and you need that certification, the isolated cloud has to be certified for HIPAA, FedRAMP High, DoD, the various DoD levels.
Stuff and all that stuff.
Yes, that too. So
Long way to go.
there's still a ways to go. So there's still some runway there.
Let's go.
Yeah,
I'll have to give an announcement.
But consider, you're very right on this. So it does have to still go through all of its certification, but consider some of our government agencies that don't interact much with the public and don't really ever require a HIPAA requirement. They have their own level of system requirements that they have to check and meet. And the cloud environment has never been an option for them. This gives them a pathway into that environment. So I do think, although yes, some of them may need the certification, I think there's a group of agencies out there that this is exactly what it's.
But this is also really more for commercial organizations, some public organizations that aren't involved with the government, that have really tight security restrictions. They don't want to be sharing their resources with other companies. They want their own sandbox or playbox.
You know what I'm most excited about this though? Our sponsor is also giving us the option to back up your own data in your own things, right? I wonder how that's going to play out and how all that gets impacted.
I think that's still going to be the case where if responsibility, there's still going to be that shared responsibility model. I think that's always going to happen, but it'll still play. It should still play. I don't know if government cloud and will be accepting of Revise as an application, as an add-on yet.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's going to have to be some sort of.
They're all moving in that.
Yeah.
You have more control over your data. You
Yes.
have more control over your backup. You have more control.
And
The
I
team
think
has more control.
and saving backups on providing on your own storage goes a long way to having acceptance in government cloud, probably even isolated cloud if those security certifications are needed.
I think that would tie back to now have a robot too, right? There's some people who are skittish about using AI with their data out there. Now there's an option for them as well.
Right, the data is completely and utterly self-contained in an isolated cloud.
How do you think robots?
Wait, before you get into that question, because that's going to open up a whole can of worms, I want to go back to that use case. If you're an innovative company, and there are a lot out there because we're in a state of innovation that no other. So if you're innovative privately owned company, and you don't want any of your information to go out there, and you want to lock it all down so that there's no leaks, and you're having your people badge in for the first time, the isolated cloud is an option for you.
Yes.
Which I think is cool. We have to think more about that and write up some of the calling out the entrepreneur amigos. Homework item number 2. Let's look at use cases. Let's start with brainstorm something on that. All right, now.
If you work in a facility, then you gotta go to 17 that.
Yeah, I've been in those situations where the walls are 3 inches thick, and like I feel like I did this to myself of all things, yet still have to.
So I think we may have lost their stream. Yep. Sorry for technical difficulty, guys. We're depending on Atlassian's Wi-Fi at the event, and it is Wi-Fi. You guys already heard my opinion. I can reiterate some of them. Really hoping we can get them. I had issues to date, so a little unusual. Internet is down at the expo. It could not handle the awesomeness that was TJL. I've debated whether someone on the team should get a Wi-Fi hotspot for situations like this, and I think there's argument to be made for it now. This is a danger of doing live events. We've seen it before where one or the other, mostly mine, internet is cut out during a live stream. Definitely mostly mine. Living in rural America has drawbacks.
Backup.
Are we back?
Looks like our sponsor for backup.
Rodney, thank you for keeping us going. Can we pick up where we left off? Are we good?
Yeah, but remind me.
So we were talking a little bit about how are we going to track Rovo? How's Rovo going to learn? How's our AI going to process?
Enlighten me.
We saw a bit on that our keynote about that teamwork graph. So that is collecting all of your information within your system. So, but the AI itself, the LLM, the model, what we think of as that thing of the AI, that's preset. So that once it's there, it doesn't change at all. What changes is the information that is put together on that teamwork graph and then fed into it, and then it comes back out. And then Atlassian does periodic updates. And for more information on that, check out Atlassian Community Group, because they did a great session. And I wish I could have the native person do this session, but search it, because we got all this new functionality in the answer. And you'll see how Atlassian keeps up to date with Atlassian Intelligence and Rovo. Good. Oh, I was going to take us on another quick chat.
I was saying hi to my friend. And we found George because he's been backed up by everybody.
But speaking
speaking of
Shout
the
out to
graphics,
Vish for
say
sponsoring us real quick.
is that
Vish, thank you so much.
we did so the graphics on the keynotes and everything. I worked with a marketing company, so those graphics you might think, oh, whatever, but they tell such an important story, and they help visualize those connections. So just shout out to the graphics team making all of those videos and packages that we're showing you. But that takes me into another place that Atlassian is getting heavily into, right? There's more HR, there's more for marketing teams out there. So there's a lot of new departments, divisions, whatever, out in businesses that can now get access to that teamwork collection.
Yes. And so Atlassian also demoed out two applications. One being HR service management, being able to have a pre-selected list of project templates, request types, all hooked together using the teamwork graph. They also released a new product,
Yes.
customer service management.
Called it. Just maybe not publicly, but I know people out there. I know I've said it to people. That was coming. Yeah.
Customer service management and the HR service.
Yes, and the journeys, right? So when you spin up one of your HR projects and some of those common journeys people are going off in their customer service management. I almost said customer service management, so I'm just rebranding it right now.
It's very interesting because they've kind of broken into a lot of other sectors of this. So now they're in the realm, they were in ITSM, now they're HRIS. They're a whole new system, a whole new ballgame. And I think there was a lot of opportunity there, so I can see the justification on why they went into that sector. I'm going to be interested in, can they acquire and make a space for themselves there? Because that is a well-established industry. They have the big players in the game, so can Atlassian make this transition? What are your thoughts?
I think they're going to give it a go. Here's what's really exciting about customer service management that I saw is it really looks like the development of that product is more agent based. So underneath the hood, instead of specific coding functions, it's agents doing the collecting from the teamwork graph, performing these actions for customer service functions.
All that support from the graph.
So speaking of one of those functions that can pull directly in, all the talk around Loom. Now I have one client specifically that I'm like, oh, he's so going to ask for Loom again. So you can take a recording using Loom, edit it with the AI, and pull information directly into tickets from the Loom.
Yeah, that was my favorite picture from me.
Creating your bug reports, creating your Confluence pages, creating your knowledge base articles from it, all of that.
Include them in the
Do it every day, just protecting yourself.
You want to come
right
around for the thing?
You're talking to your customer right there, but recording it.
Yes, and so when it Jira takes creation from the Confluence page, I call that. I could see it.
You got one. I got one. You got one.
Yes, the Jira creation of tickets from a video. I challenge anyone. Put it in the chat if you know a similar type product. And we're gonna pause for a moment. Are we bringing Vish on in?
We were taking a pause because I'm
I'm back to
still
substitution.
conversation.
No, I'm done.
No.
Okay.
You keep the show on.
You gotta bring it up.
All right, I'll put it over here. So we got Marco bring over. All right, Marco. On the minutes. All right. So what do you do, Marco? I'm the consultant, solution partner. Okay.
I work for different companies in the Netherlands to implement Jira and Confluence.
And what do you think of all the announcement?
Sorry?
What did you think of all the announcement?
The Rovo is nice. It's a lot and a system of work for solution partner, for smaller solution partners, how to manage it with the customers. We are working on the team level, and now we must go to work with the C level. Can we manage that with a team of 10, 12 consultants? And we are no PVC or changer. I don't, maybe.
Yeah, I think Robo is going to be on a lot of people's lists.
I think it is.
And that's what they want. That it should be.
But I think one thing that we have to keep in mind is that Robo wasn't the only, the enhancements to Robo and the pricing of Robo wasn't the only thing. Atlassian was really looking toward making value for those smaller teams. And
Yeah, they have a new
12.
pricing feature, right?
They have a new pricing package. Right.
What do you think of that? Do you think it'll be good? Do you think teams will buy into it? You get what? Jira, Confluence, and Loom for $15 a month per user?
That is really cool. It's increasing the accessibility of the application and technologies for teams of all sizes. So now it's more of an option to go off the free version. So our small groups are on free. So now the option is you can have pay. It's more affordable and you get a ton more.
And they didn't make it clear, but do you get Robo in that package too?
So I would say that as soon as I'm sure that if they have a package price for premium, you could get that would come with Robo right away. I am thinking that when Robo goes to standard, the collection is going to include Robo as well. So it's
But for $15, you get basically 4 products.
you get 4 products, and this is actually
That's a steal.
So I was actually slacking with Rodney on the news of that, and it's something that the Jira Life itself, we use Jira and Confluence.
We're paying more than $15.
We're not
Almost.
not for Jira and Confluence; those are still free.
Oh, we're on free?
But we're on
I thought we're
free.
paid.
No,
I just see money. I see Bob spend the money. I don't even know where it goes.
yeah. Bob is keeping an eye on the Jira Life pocketbook, and Bob is telling you right now that for Jira, Confluence, and Loom, and then eventually Rovo for $15 per user per month, it's where alone would have been $15. This is a steal.
But when you throw in Robo, you know I'm going to geek out and create a ton of different apps using Robo. So it's not $15 for free products. It's going to be $15 for free products and all the freaking agents I can make with the Robo.
And
Did
you think that's a bad thing?
No, I think that's a crazy Atlassian. Did you factor that in?
Yeah, I think what they're doing is adopting like they did with automation rules, right? I think there will be usage-based billing. Give it a team or two.
All right. I can see that happening.
I can see.
But Alex,
I can see Alex correct, and I'm going to take it a little further. Automation will become robo agents.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice call, right? You two predictions from the 225 floor. We could potentially be seeing the end of automation and really robomation. Robomation. We're kind of starting a new tagline here. Robomation.
So Marco also was talking about trying to get and I think that was to that with another collection that they called a strategy collection in terms of bundling of 3 applications. So one of them was an application that was released last fall, Focus. The second is brand new, Talent. That's the one where you can keep an eye on your experts, their capabilities, where their strengths are, and see where they're assigned to, and their capacity. Yes.
It's all
It sounds like old teams in advanced roadmaps on a larger scale. Sounds also.
So one of the questions there was going to be if Talent would be able to connect to HR the HR application.
Like Workday?
No, well, not just Workday. The Atlassian HR service.
Oh, the new
management.
stuff that they announced?
Yeah.
I would assume, yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
All that data would
I
be
think,
up on the
I think
graph.
every Atlassian product is intertwined now.
Yes.
So that
They're
would be nice.
intertwined.
But I would be interested, can you get Workday? Because you got companies in Workday.
I would think maybe, probably, yes.
Well, they showed the example of you can import your Workday field into the HR platform, which I'm currently in the process of doing a Workday implementation, and we do integration with PeopleSoft and UPG Pro, and the majority of the work is making that integration two-way and connectable. And so if we can pull in certain fields from different, like Workday, it then amplifies the Atlassian ecosystem and really changes the use case. So it's not just the finance team that is using it. It's not just the HR team that's using it. It really breaks down to silo. It's one company that's using it.
Right. And that third leg on that three-legged stool of strategy collection is the good old standby of Jira Line, which they seem to put just as a line and probably kind of put white out over the Jira part. I think they are. And the interesting thing is, if you are a current Jira Align customer or Align customer, you get talent, you get focus.
For free.
Again,
There's a lot of free.
Alex was just gonna say, and that's for free.
Hey, being Hispanic, I'll take free any day. But before we end up, because we only got a couple minutes, team managed projects, we got a comment from the Jira gallery here.
Okay.
We got a question. Will Robo be able to create team managed projects?
Okay, so I've heard a lot about team managed projects here. There's a lot of interesting feelings about team management projects. Very strong one. So please expand on your comments in the chat about what would you like Robo to do in team managed projects to solve some of those challenges that people find with those projects. And also, before we hop off, I want to throw it out to Jeremy as well. So as we're in the conference, people are walking by, some of them are stopping and watching this report. Do you think next year we should have some kind of area besides the social media lab that people can watch the show?
Yeah.
And Jeremy goes can comment. We can engage a little bit more.
Actually, how about we do that tomorrow on tomorrow's live stream episode, where we are going to be recording from outside of the expo hall.
Okay, if you can make it happen, that's
a live peanut gallery, right?
Yeah, we got a last live. We will stop you, so either come and join us or you will be forced to join us.
That's how I got on the show, guys.
Yeah. Come on over. All right, Bob, take it away from us.
All
Wrap
right.
us up.
So, live here from Anaheim, this is King Bob Wen saying, "We didn't choose the Jira Life. The Jira Life chose us."
Shout out to our sponsor, booth number
124.
124.
Thank you to Revise.
Thank
for
you,
backing
Revise.
us up and restoring our confidence.
Backing us up when our Wi-Fi couldn't.
Thank you for listening to the Jira Life. Our hosts are Alex, Dr. Jira Ortiz, and Rodney, the Jira Guy, Nissen. You can find Alex on YouTube at 8Tech Tutorials, and Rodney's blog is found over at thejiraguy.com. Our producers are Robert King Bob Wen and Lina Ortiz. You can catch us live as we record this podcast every Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern on YouTube at The Jira Life. Be sure to join us and our other Jira Amigos of the Peanut Gallery every week to ask your questions, let us know your comments, and just tell us what you're up to. But if you can't join us live, you can still catch the replay over on YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell while you're watching. We're also available as a podcast over on Apple iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. If you listen to it and think it deserves a rating, we would very much appreciate it, as it will help others discover the Jira Life. because we didn't choose the Jira Life. The Jira Life chose us.